Hello and welcome to Rosberry Crafts, my YouTube channel where I share all my crafty adventures. Today is February 12th, 2025, and this is episode 125. Welcome to any new viewers. I hope you enjoy this channel. And thank you very much for coming back to all my returning viewers. I know I had a lot of comments last week, which was very nice to get to chat with you guys. A couple of you are interested in a sock video, a sock review of all the socks in my sock drawer. So, you know, keep a lookout for that, and I'll see what I can do in the next few weeks here. Oh, and now my notes are all... The notes, they're like down today. I don't know. I set up differently every time. So, and you have different books today. Ooh, my name is Roz, and I live in Lake Country, British Columbia, Canada, with my husband, who's the book collector, and my two kids, who are 14 and 13. The house is quiet today. It is lunchtime. I do have laundry going. I'm hoping that it doesn't, you know, do the thing where it like rockets and shakes the whole house, but you know, it's laundry. It has to happen. And I don't know what else to say. You can find me on Instagram as Rosberry Crafts, as well as pretty much everywhere else on the internet, including now Blue Sky, if you're interested in checking that out. I have not gotten to the habit of posting there as well, so I'm determined to have a secondary spot in case I decide to abandon Instagram, because, you know, Meta's not the greatest company. Anyway, what do I have for you today? I have what am I wearing, finished objects, works in progress, stash, events, and some books. Hopefully this is not a super long one, but you know, it's already been like, what, 3 minutes and I'm still yabbering on, so who knows? Today I am wearing my Ease sweater. This is a pattern by Alicia Plummer, and I knit this in 2022 as my NaNoWriMo sweater. So NaNoWriMo is National Knit a Sweater in a Month. For the month of November. It goes along with the NaNoWriMo, which is National Write a Novel in a Month. Anyway, it's a whole thing where I knit a sweater in 30 days. This one turned out perfect. I love the fit of it. Her patterns are high on my list because I like the fit of her patterns, and the depth of the arm sits at the right spot, totally easily customizable. This had a, like a mock turtle cowl collar thing that I decided not to do and just did a plain collar instead, just because the yarn, well, it's soft. It is 100% wool, and it was kind of sticking like up instead of being kind of like nice and flowy. So anyway, I wear this one a lot. It needs a depilling along with a lot of my sweaters. I don't know if you can see, but yeah, it needs a depilling, but it's also not super noticeable because of the yarn, which is Patton's Classic Wool, it worsted in the dark gray marl. So you get this kind of faded look, super easy to wear, jeans or tights like I normally do. And I did a split hem on it. I just got my gray t-shirt underneath, and that way it kind of sits nice over the butt. That's it for this sweater. I am of course wearing hand knit socks as well, but I'm not going to hold my foot up as usual. Moving on to finished objects, which is socks. So I had originally planned to record on Monday. It's now Wednesday. My day just got away from me on Monday, and so did Tuesday, but I have finished a pair of socks that I had not finished on Monday. So, you know, now you have a finished object. These are the Great Outdoors socks, which is a pattern by Carly Perrins. And this is the second from that pattern set that I have knit. I think I showed you the white ones last week, and they have the trees on the toe, and these are the hiking ones. So, and I didn't quite use up all the yarn that I was hoping to. So there are two of them, And what else can I say about this? The yarn is Knit Picks Stroll in Hollyberry, that's the red, and then the little bits of green marl that you see in the different places is the Knit Picks Essential in Pine. And that's the one that I'm trying to use up. That is cataloged in Ravelry as my oldest stash, and that's one of my goals for this year, is to use up some of my old stash. So I do have, let's see here, is it on top? It is. This is how much I have left of the pine. I have a plan for this, I think. And then, and it needs anyway, this is how much I have left of the red, which is the hollyberry. And then from the other socks, I still have this much, which is actually quite a bit left of the white. So I think I'm gonna make like a headband out of those three colors. I haven't quite exactly decided how I'm gonna do it yet, if I'm gonna stripe it. It's going to be very Christmassy with the red, white, and green, but yeah, these socks are awesome. I'm very excited to wear them. I still have to wash them. I'm just going to wave them around. Nice, thick. I held the yarn double as suggested in the pattern, and it makes a nice thick sock. It does have ribbing like up the leg, so that's going to help keep it suctioned onto your leg there. Sometimes I find DK socks can get slouchy easier because they're thicker. They're just a little bit more weight pulling them down, but I have high hopes for these ones. And I did do an OMG heel, which is a pattern by Megan Williams on both of these. I did not use the heel from the sock pattern. All right, that is it for finished objects. Let's move on to works in progress. I've only got two for you. One is the Fork in the Road socks. I'm still loving these colors, very spring, very Easter colors. Maybe I'll have them done by Easter. I would just put a couple stripes on them. Actually, I should move my marker so I don't forget. So you can see exactly how much I get done. There we go. And these are just like my on the go when I'm waiting different places. So not much to report on these. The pattern that I'm using is Fork in the Road socks by Lara Nell, and a new heel trial and error process, but I'm obviously not there yet, so we'll have to see how that goes. The yarn is the Cozy Knitter Bliss in the It's My Birthday colorway, and it's very, very happy, and I'm enjoying those. And the other thing that happened, so I know that last week I had talked to you about, I was swatching for a sweater. I have this beautiful Fireweed Fiber Co. kind of lilac-y, mauve-y color, and I'm so excited to use it. I still haven't picked a pattern. I think I have to swatch again because I didn't, anyway. I did a swatch, I didn't wash it, I didn't like the look of it. I should have washed it. I ripped that out, did a swatch with smaller needles, washed it. I think the gauge is too tight for a sweater, so now I'm going to swatch with the original needles again and wash it and see how it turns out. Oh, you know, sometimes you talk yourself in circles into doing more work. So that is still in the swatching process. It has not been cast on yet, but I've also been distracted by a different project. Because when your 14-year-old says to you, you know, I'd really like a black hat, you deliver because you're a knitter. And when your 14-year-old says that he wants something which is not related to video games, you just jump right on it. So, ta-da! A black hat. So this is actually charcoal. I do have black yarn, like actually black yarn, but he didn't like the feel of it. And it's a woolly wool, and you know, he's a teenage boy. He wants something soft, and but he was very happy with this. So the pattern that I'm using for this very long, well, it goes this way, very long ribbed, is the Classic Ribbed Hat by Pearl Soho. I have knit this one before recently, and I've knit it before that too. The shape of the crown is really nice with the 1x1 rib all the way up. It's very forgiving. you know, if he has more hair or less hair, depending on how he's grown it out or whatever. So the size is very forgiving, and then it fits nice and snug to his head, which is what he wanted. A fold-up brim with a lot of room in it. So he can wear it kind of slouchy, he can wear it pulled down way over his ears. He has options. The yarn that I'm using is Sweet Fiber in their Merino Twist DK and the charcoal colorway. So it's looking kind of black, like for sure black on the camera, but it is definitely charcoal with almost like a tan brown undertone to it. So I'm really enjoying working on that. I've got tons of yarn left, so then I'll have to figure out how to use that up. And I'm getting close to the point where I'm going to do the decreases. After school today, I'll get him to try that on and see how much further he wants the hat to go. And that. So we went to a Super Bowl party on Sunday. So I started it on Saturday and I knit to this orange marker. And then on Sunday, I knit like probably everything but the last couple centimeters on Sunday at the Super Bowl party. So lots of knitting time during a very anticlimactic football game. All right, that is it for works in progress. Next up is stash. I am going to show the Fireweed Fiber Co. February month. If you have not received yours yet or you don't want to be spoiled, look away. You can use the chapters down below to scan past the stash part. The next section will be events. So I've got my February yarn. She lovely wraps it up in tissue paper so that she sends me 3 months at a time. I save on shipping, and then and then I don't get spoiled. Some people open them right away, Sherry, but I don't. So we're gonna open this. This is your last chance to look away. Skip ahead. Ooh, oh, I love this. So, and I'll put in the inspiration picture. But so I got her Sweet Pea sock base, which is an 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon, which is what I have a lot of from her other monthly clubs. And yeah, this is called We Have a T-Rex. And this is like just so perfect. So perfect. I love it. I think that's going to have to be a hat. Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see what I decide to do with all of these skeins. I'm just collecting them at the moment, and then we'll move on to making something with them another time. Yeah. You know what? Mike would look really good in this color too. And he loves Jurassic Park. Sorry, the theme for this year's club is Jurassic Park. So that is very exciting. And that is it for stash. We'll move on to events. The Downseller Studio Pigskin Party wrapped up on Monday. So I have submitted all of my projects, and you know, there was a flurry of activity right at the end there. And I was in the back of my mind when I started that hat for Cooper on Saturday, I was like, I can totally finish this. And if I had pushed myself, I probably could have finished it. But, you know, there's other things going on. There was food to be eaten, you know, that kind of thing. So I didn't finish it in time for the Downsellers, for the Pigskin Party, but that's also okay, not to push yourself. So that is over now. You won't hear about that until September. But it's a few months away still. I'm going to do Stash Dash again this year, and I have a plan. I have some ideas. I have some goals, some really concentrated things that I want to do. So we'll see how that plays out. But that's kind of it for events for a while. And that is it for, let me just double check here. Yeah, that's it for all of the yarny content. And we'll just move on to books. I finished 2 books this week. The first one is called The Captive King, which is by Susan Copperfield. This is part of the Royal States series that I am reading. Yeah, this one is, it was an interesting idea. She kind of combined some like Mayan history, kind of Aztec history stuff in with like a modern day magical fantasy world. It worked for sure. It was a good story. But I didn't connect with either of the characters. They were making weird decisions that I didn't understand. And, there was kind of a lot of moving parts that kind of all came together in the end to, wrap it in a nice bow and everything. But I'm like, it was okay. It wasn't my favorite of this series, but I am in the mode of completing series that I have started. So this is one of them. I am going to read all the books. I think I have 6 left at this point. I did start the next one, but that has been put on hold. I also finished Onyx Storm. So this is the 3rd book in the Imperium series by Rebecca Yarros, and I have no words. If you don't want to be spoiled, maybe skip to the end. It was action-packed from the start. I'm going to put this down because I'm going to hit myself with it. It was so much happening. It was go, go, go the entire time. And I feel like this is like there's 2 more books planned according to Storygraph, which are not going to come out for like 2 years and maybe 4 years. I don't know, because she doesn't just write these books, and she's got other stuff going on, and which I don't have a problem with, except for the fact that, like, I need to know it ends on a huge cliffhanger. There's different POVs at the end for some of the characters that you haven't seen from their point of view before. And you get to kind of see the inner workings of some of the different characters with their dragons, and like, because they have this like internal communication that they can do. Anyway, so good. I honestly, I'm speechless. I'm still processing, and it's been like 3 days. But I've really enjoyed the book, and I'm definitely going to be looking forward to the next book. That will go off of my complete list for the year, because obviously the 4th book is not out and will not be out this year. So we'll have to wait on that one. So that series is completed for now. But I really enjoyed the book. There's definitely some twists and turns that, like, I almost feel like I need to go back and listen in the 1st and 2nd book again, even though I just read them, to pick up on some things. There's so many unanswered questions about Xaden, who is like the love interest. I'd say him and Violet are the main characters. Violet's obviously the main character, but his storyline is also very interesting to me. And how it affects the world, and there's just so much has happened to bring them all to the situation they're in now. Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen next? It might be one of those books like in Game of Thrones where you just don't get a satisfying ending. Like I don't know if you could ever wrap things up in a tidy bow, because it's war. There's characters that have died. There's characters that have turned bad, and it's just so much information. I might actually, so I listened to the audiobook for that one. I ended up getting it from the library, even though I was like 200th in the list. It popped up. I decided to listen to it, and I might actually go back and read the book so I can have more time to kind of absorb some of the details. When I find that I read a physical book, I read like a chapter, every few nights. So, because I read on my Kobo a lot, that's my preferred way of reading. I'm either in bed, laying down, reading on my Kobo, or if I'm out here, like out in the living room, reading on my Kobo, I've got it up on my little pillow and I'm knitting while I'm reading. So I should take some video of me doing that sometime so I can show you how it works. Not that you really need to see, but that is it for books and the episode. That's all that I have for you today. I hope you're having a great week, and we will see you guys again next time. Bye.